the Amputee Pod, brought to you by Stillbones, where we share powerful stories from the amputee community, celebrate resilience, and highlight people making a difference. Today, we are incredibly honoured to be joined by an inspiring guest, Sarah Lockey. Sarah's journey is one of extraordinary strength and unwavering determination. After her daughter Tilly survived meningitis and underwent life-changing surgery to have both her hands amputated, Sarah fought tirelessly to make sure Tilly had everything she needed, not just to survive, but to thrive. Now Sarah continues that mission on a much bigger scale through her work with Open Bionics, helping to ensure that every young person has access to the life-enhancing support and technology they need. We're so grateful to Sarah for joining us today. Thank you for your time, your insight, and your incredible advocacy. Let's dive in with John and Sarah.
Hi, John. You're all right. Nice to see you today. So I'm Sarah Lockey. I am a mum of the gorgeous Tilly Lockey, who, as you rightly said, you interviewed her about a month ago. So Tilly's I've got 4 daughters. So Tilly's my second daughter that I had. And she contracted a horrible disease when she was a baby, which led on to her losing her hands. More about me. I now work for a company called Open Bionics. I support people with trying to fund prosthetics, using my experience of what I've done in the past. Just want to be a friend through the whole process, really, of helping other people get what they need. And also, now that these prosthetics are available through the NHS, I'm going up and down the country, showcasing our products to NHS clinics and hopefully guiding patients into being able to get these devices through the NHS.
Cool. Lovely. Touching on a couple of those little subjects. So obviously the wonderful Tilly herself. Yep. She is a huge ambassador for young adults and young children who have gone through such a horrible stage in their young adult life. I mean, obviously, I know she obviously went through a huge amount, but as a family, as a mother, what was that like at the very beginning of that stage?
Oh, wow. That's a big question. I mean, you can't prepare yourself for something like that happening. Do you know what I mean? You read about things like this and you never think it'll happen to you. And it was just so terrifying. I remember when it did happen, being in the ambulance with her, and she was drifting in and out of consciousness, and I was holding her, and I, as a mother, I felt so useless at that time. Do you know what I mean? Because you're a mother, you do everything to protect your children. Do you know what I mean? And at that moment, I couldn't do anything. I just had to hand her over to the hospitals and hope to God that she'd be okay. Do you know what I mean? And when we got to the hospital and they said that it was pretty likely that she would die, then I just felt like really lightheaded, felt like a dream, like I was in a dream. I was being violently sick, and it was just awful. And I mean, she was in intensive care for like a week, and like 4 days of that, we just didn't know if she was going to live or die. And it was just, when we finally found out that she was going to survive, I mean, I just said, like, anything that she needs to have in her life, then I will just provide every opportunity I possibly can just to make her life as fulfilling as possible. Do you know what I mean? Like, if she's going to have amputations, we'll just cross that bridge when we come to it and figure it out, because, like, at least she's alive. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
And that was the most important thing for us. I mean, obviously, it's so strange what you think about as a parent when you're going through stuff like this. Like when they told me she was first going to lose her hands, I was thinking of her like in the future as an adult and
Yeah.
living independently.
Yeah.
And
Not at that moment, that
yeah, and it was
initial
like
moment. It's crazy.
the first thing I remember thinking is, how is she going to make a cup of tea? I mean,
Mm.
what a bizarre thing to like think about. She's 15 months old, and I was worrying about what she's going to be like living independently and making herself a cup of tea. She's going to scald herself on a kettle. Do you know what I mean? And then I was worrying about that, and yeah, it was just crazy, crazy thoughts like that that went through my head, and we did like a lot of fundraising and raising awareness for meningitis because
Yeah.
that's the illness that she had, and we just wanted to like give something back because obviously the research that they'd put into everything,
Mm.
the antibiotics ended up saving her life. Do you know what I mean? So we wanted
Yeah.
to give back, and we raised a lot of money for meningitis research at the time. And I remember somebody saying, but what are you going to do for her? Do you know what I mean? And I was like, hadn't even thought about prosthetics at the time. And then I really started looking into them and realizing how expensive they were, and that there
Mm.
wasn't an awful lot out there available, especially for children. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that like sort of threw me into like fundraising and basically trying to get a better product out there specifically for kids.
Yeah.
And I find that like as a parent going through such a very traumatic experience with almost losing your child, it was like I could have gone one or two ways. Do you know what I mean? I like
Yes. Yeah.
could have gone into like severe depression
Yeah.
and just because I did go through this period of time where I just lost all emotion for like
I was going to
years.
ask you that, whether you kind of did, you touched on sort of depression, as we call it, but did you have, which I can completely understand you would have, is like a point where you were like bottoming out, as it were?
Absolutely, because like, yeah, the way that I coped was trying to turn a negative into a positive.
Yeah.
And I, at that time, and when I said in the ambulance, I felt so useless, and all I could do was hand my baby over and hope to God that the paramedics and the hospital could keep her alive. Do you know what I mean? They handed her back to me alive. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's all I could have ever asked for. So then I needed to not let myself go down that hole of depression. I had to like turn it into a positive and be like, I have to make something good out of this. I have to like really try and benefit her life. Do you know what I mean? To open so many doors for her, just give her so many opportunities, like just have everything there that she needs. And I think
Yeah.
that was my saving grace, to be honest. Just diving straight into fundraising and stuff
Yeah.
like that, because I got to meet so many wonderful people on that journey as well.
Yeah.
So
You
like,
took your own path, I suppose, in effect, didn't you?
yeah,
To kind of, I suppose, ultimately distract your mind from what was actually happening. In reality, right in front of you, you went down a different route uh, to help support your child through fundraising and other options. And like you said, meeting so many lovely different people on that journey as well. Because I can imagine, and I know it has been for you, it exceptionally rewarding, going down that route and meeting all these new people and various young adults and children along the way through the sort of different paths that they've taken to get to you, to see you effectively.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, yeah, it was a blessing for me, really. And I made it into like a full-time job. Do you know what I mean? Doing the fundraising for her, and as you say, like meeting so many incredible people, like the community up where I lived just really got behind us massively. And like, obviously it was so daunting in the beginning. Like I was a shy person, do you know what I mean? And all of a sudden I'm having to go on TV and I'm having to like speak on radio. And you wouldn't
I
think I was a
can't
shy
believe that for
person now.
one
I see
moment
you
that you
laughing
were
at
a
me.
shy person, Sarah.
I used to be a shy, really shy person, but I thought, you know what? If I don't speak up for her, like nobody
Yeah,
else is going to do it. So I really
exactly.
pushed myself out of my comfort zone, and I still do it on a daily basis, push myself out of my comfort zone. And yeah, like it's been so rewarding because it was so daunting in the beginning and I didn't know where to start. Do you know what I mean? And then like going through the whole process and just doing so much research and just paving my own way of how to do things. It's like now that Tilly's okay and she's got what she needs. Like
Mm.
I love the fact that I can like sort of help other people and just be a friend through the whole process for somebody else starting that journey. Do you know what I mean?
It's funny
And
because you're saying about being sort of shy and going a different route as well. Like when I spoke to Tilly, Tilly was very similar in her approach as well, because obviously she had no idea what was happening, especially when she was at primary school, and then obviously growing up through secondary school. She was telling me like she was very reserved and everything, and then all of a sudden there was like a light bulb moment similar to what you kind of expressed, whereby it was kind of, I need to do this, I've got to do it for myself, because nobody else theoretically is going to do this or help out. So
yeah, no, I totally agree. It is you I've been there, you don't know where to start. Do you know what I mean? You haven't got a clue because it's just not something that you've ever thought that you have to do. Do you
yeah,
know what I mean? But yeah, there is definitely there's help out there. So I mean, obviously, if anyone's wanting to talk about prosthetics, do you know what I mean, and fundraising and that, then they're more than welcome to contact me, and then I'll be a friend. Do you know what I mean? And offer as
you'll
much
be a
of
friend for life. Literally. Obviously you've touched on a little bit about obviously doing the fundraising and the sort of role, your new role I suppose, now working for Open Bionics. Are you able to sort of elaborate a little bit on that, sort of your role that you do within Open Bionics?
Yeah, of course. Like I feel at the minute, I feel like I do a bit of everything, to be honest. I would be probably the first person that you would speak to if you came to Open Bionics. So if you signed up on our website that you're interested in a hero arm, then you would probably end up getting me contacting you, like either by an email first, followed by phone call, try and organize a call with you basically, and just like see what your needs are. And then I would be the person that would start organizing your clinic appointments and everything. And then obviously speak to you about funding. So some people can fund, like self-fund, other people need like crowdfunding support. So obviously that's my role in the company as well, is supporting people with funding, and then yeah, just seeing them right through the clinics to all their appointments, and then on top of that, I also basically traveling up and down the country, like to all the different NHS clinics. So I am all the NHS clinics, like first point of call, if they want to trial any of our products with their patients. So they would contact me, and I'd make sure that they're able to trial any product that we have for their patients, and be ready for them ordering if the trials are successful. Yeah, so I do quite a lot, and I do support people in the UK and the US. So it's not just the UK, and I'm also like sort of the bridge between the company and the Open Bionics Foundation. So I speak to the Open Bionics Foundation, which is a charity that support people in funding prosthetics. I like sort of speak to them on a daily basis and pitch people's sort of campaigns to them and try and get them to put some money down, do you know what I mean, to help them with the funding and stuff like that. So yeah, I do all sorts, really. I love people. So yeah, like it's not a job for me. Like I always say that it's like, because Tilly wears the Hero Pro, and like it's and she's worn the Hero Arm since she was like 8-9 years old. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think so much of this company, I think so much of Joel and Sammy that own it. It's like they're family to me. Do you know what I mean? And it's a passion. Do you know what I mean? It's not a job. It's part of my life. I see Tilly using her prosthetics every day and how she benefits from them and how they've changed her life. Do you know what I mean? Because she'll say they don't just help physically, but they help her mentally as well. If anything, like they have done more than anything, helped her mentally. She's proud to wear them. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, she is.
They definitely empower her, and it's so beautiful to see her just with that that confidence. Do you know what I mean? It's incredible. Yeah, so it's not a job for me. It's like a passion, and all I want to do now is make sure that the company's successful. So these hands are always going to be available for all those people that actually do need them. And yeah, just help people be able to get them. Like that's so important. And the more I see people out there in the wild wearing them, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's just awesome. It's just amazing. It's just lovely. I love
rewarding, isn't it? It's
so
incredibly rewarding.
We are Still Bones, a charity serving the limb difference community in the UK. Our mission is to empower amputees and their families to live life to the fullest. It is completely free to join us, and you can register at stillbone.co.uk at the big blue button register at the bottom, and you can also ring us on 03333 606 930. We hope you enjoy listening to the podcast today, and we look forward to speaking to you soon.